بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حضرات المساهمون والمساهمات، المستثمرون والمهتمون بالاستثمار في شركة الكروم العمانية، شكرا لحضوركم هذه الحلقة النقاشية المفتوحة عن نتائج عام 2022 وخطط الشركة وتوجهاتها المستقبلية. ونسأل الله عز وجل أن يحقق اللقاء والنقاش الأهداف المرجوة منه وعرض صورة واضحة عن الشركة. نتقدم بالشكر لهيئة سوق المال ولبورصة مسقط على الإجراءات المنظمة لهذه اللقاءات التفاعلية ولكافة الدعم المقدم منهم للشركات والمساهمين. نلخص نتائج عام 2022 بأن الشركة حققت بفضل الله تعالى نمواً طيباً في هذا العام في مختلف العمليات التي تقوم بها الشركة، حيث تم تحقيق أعلى إنتاج سنوي في تاريخ الشركة تجاوز 105,000 طن. كما تم تحقيق أعلى كمية وأعلى عائد مبيعات بالرغم من التحديات الاقتصادية والتشغيلية المرتبطة بالأزمة الاقتصادية العالمية. تعمل الشركة على تجديد استراتيجياتها المستقبلية من خلال التركيز على عوامل النمو والديمومة، متطلعين إلى تحقيق الريادة في مجال تعدين خام الكروم العماني، ومستهدفين مواكبة تطلعات السلطنة ورؤيتها المستقبلية لعام 2040 في مجال قطاع التعدين. من ناحية الاستدامة والمسؤولية الاجتماعية، تولي الشركة اهتماما كبيرا بتحقيق أثر إيجابي في مناطق عملياتها من خلال التحكم بالأثر البيئي المصاحب لعمليات التعدين وتطبيق إجراءات صديقة للبيئة. كما تعد العلاقة مع المجتمع من أهم ركائز عمل الشركة في مناطق التعدين من خلال التواصل الفعال مع المجتمع ومن خلال الإسهامات المجتمعية وتحقيق نسبة تأمين بلغت 76% من إجمالي الأعمال الموجودة في الشركة. كما تواصل الشركة سياستها في تعزيز مواردها البشرية بكفاءات للتمكن من مواجهة تحديات المرحلة المستقبلية. For our English guests, dear present, thank you for attendance and your care about Oman Chromite and investment of Oman Chromite. Thank you for attending this session. I would like to give a quick summary about the results of 2022. The year was an exceptional year in all aspects. We achieved the highest production in the history of the company. We reached more than 105,000 tons. Also, we managed to make the highest sales revenue and highest profit in the history of the company, thanks to the work. We are looking for having continuous sustainable results for future. Sustainability and social responsibility is a key element in our strategy, and we are achieving this by close communication with the community and government. Our urbanization percentage reached 76%, and we are continuing our policy of strengthening our human wealth as the key wealth of the company. That's summary of about the company result in 2022. And please, if you have any questions, we can discuss.
Thank you, Mr. Rashid, and congratulations on the.
Let me just, Matthew, introduce ourselves here. I forgot this Abdelminam Al-Mushidi speaking. I'm the CEO of the company. And Rashid is the finance manager also close to me.
Okay, yes. Mr. Abdulmani, thank you for the introduction and congratulations on the good set of numbers. You know, you have been, OCCI has done exceedingly well in this year. You have mentioned that there was higher production during the year. What were the reasons that contributed to this higher production and higher sales as well? And also, I'm seeing that even though you had higher production, your sales was still on the lower side. Your sales was only around 70,000 tons against production of 105,000 tons. So now, if you can touch upon these two aspects and how do you see the performance of the company for 2023, it would be highly appreciated.
We used to produce over last years around 20 to 30,000 tons per year. In 2021, we increased our production to 45, and this 2022 reached 105. We make a growth plan since last 2 years, and we focus on making enhancement in our production team in terms of the human capability. Also, we start with the exploration. We build a strong exploration team. All these factors impact the results. On the other hand, also we have a new mine called Mahra. We start to produce from it in the 2022. All these factors impact our results. For 2023, we also, let's say, working to have the same results. Our aim to achieve equivalent or at least close to the results which we achieve now. A critical factor for mining is to have more mines and more sites, production sites. So we put very, let's say, strong exploration plan to discover the existing sites which we have, and at the same time we are working with the government and other stakeholders to let's say to try to get to new areas for exploration and production.
So what's the current concessions that you have in terms of mining licenses? How many areas do you have? So I'm just trying to understand the company well. So how do I assess the company's potential in terms of its mining capability and everything? If you can explain that, then
we are producing from 3 sites, but we have license for 8 sites now, and we are trying to re-explore all these sites again. At the same time, we signed a joint venture with MDO to work in 2 other sites in Mahaba and Dua, and we are in the exploration phase for these sites.
Okay, so last year, not last year, 2021, it was only 2 sites, and you added 1 more site in 2022, and you are actively exploring 2 more sites in 2023. Is my understanding correct?
True. We are, let's say, we produced from 3 sites in 2022. We keep the same from 2023, and we are hoping our exploration efforts in this year and last year to give us more reserves so we can produce for the future, for 2024 and others.
Okay, so the production from these 2 new exploration areas will be expected by only 2024 only, not in 2023.
Yeah, 2023, the exploration efforts which we made in 2022 will be utilized for production in 2023.
Okay. And where do you sell these products? You are mining this ore, but at the same time, where are your customers? I don't see any major customers in Oman. So which countries and what's the process of sales for that?
Actually, our major client in Oman, the Tamman company, because our product is chromite ore, and this chromite ore used for the stainless steel, for ferrochrome, and then for stainless steel industry. So the midstream or our client is the ferrochrome plants. We are selling to locally almost 72% or more than that. Okay.
Around 70%.
Okay, around 70% of our product going to a Tamman company, which is a local producer for ferrochrome. The rest is mainly going to China and India. Also,
and
also we have other grade which is called refractory grade, not for ferrochrome, it's going for a special product. This is a limited volume, limited market, and this is mainly going to Korea, Japan, and China, and India as well.
Okay.
But the majority is for the ferrochrome.
So, what's the arrangement with Tamman? Is it on a product offtake arrangement or a long-term contract, so that you will be able to continuously supply?
We negotiating with them to have long-term contract, but now it's just only we have let's say forecast in advance. They forecast with us a certain number, monthly number, and we are keeping delivering to them the same as their schedule.
Okay. And if then no, you're saying maybe around 10,000 tons, because our but what I'm saying, what I'm trying to understand is we are primarily depending only on one client. So what will happen if that client says, okay, I have a capacity and no, I'm running at 100% of my capacity, but your exploration efforts are showing that there is increased production. So what are our options for selling more quantity?
No, that's actually a good question, because it's, we can sell to external market. We have high demand our product, but let's say there's a drive from government, and is even our also internal drive from company to give more products to local, instead of so we can add in-country value to our product. There's tendency, or there's let's say request to give more sales to local, and TAM is the only local producer available now. On the other hand, also we sign agreement to make a ferrochrome plant under construction now. It will start operation in the mid of this year as stage number 1. In stage number 1, they will not use Omani chromite, will use other products. But later on, hopefully in 2024, we'll use also our ore. So we have wide range of clients, but we focus on the local client based on our strategy and government requirements.
So what's your stake in the new company that is 10%?
Come back again, Mr. Matthew.
What's your stake in the ferrochrome plant?
At 20%.
20%. Okay.
It is for low carbon ferrochrome plant in Sohar now.
Okay. And what's the capacity of this plant?
It will produce 17,000 tons of low carbon ferrochrome. The intake of the chrome ore will be around 57,000 tons, and the output is 17,000.
Okay. Okay. So they okay. And how do we price our customers? Are we is it yeah? What's the pricing standards? You know, how is it done?
The market is for ferrochrome mainly. Let's say for a chrome ore depends on the ferrochrome prices. Okay, and this is there is a global let's say site for indicating the price of the ore from around the world, which is called ferroalloy.net. Basically in China, because China is the highest consumer or the biggest market of the chrome ore. So we are monitoring the prices in the market, and then reflect it in our internal prices. What we are doing here, we take the price in the market as indication, but always we put tender for our production and try to get the best price, which is normally better than the market price. The reference is the ferroalloy.net site in China.
Got it. That was the reference. So my next question: what was your reference? Okay, and see from your financials, what I'm seeing is you said you sold 68,000 tons in last year, but the production was 105. So we are ought to have a inventory of around 35,000 tons. But when I look at the balance sheet, I'm seeing only current inventories at 1.4 million riyals. So are we accounting it at cost, or is it at market value?
What is that? This is production. Can you repeat the question?
See, what I understand is we had a production of 105,000 tons. Yeah.
Yes.
And we sold only 70,000 tons.
Yes, 76.
68,000 tons. So from 68,000 tons, we generated a revenue of 4.5 million riyals. So what is remaining with us, the inventory that is remaining with us in terms of the ore is around 35,000 tons or more. So yeah, it should be more because there might be some inventory which is carried over from the previous year. So 35,000 tons, we are valuing it at 1.3 million riyals, 1.4 million riyals. If I look at the balance sheet, the inventories that we are carrying is only 1.4 million riyals. So when we convert this inventory into sales next year, we should be generating a minimum revenue of, going by 2022 standards, it should be around 2 to 2.5 million riyals.
Well, again, it depends on the basket, because the ore is not one grade. Depends on which grade we have. So the price of the ore, we expect to be same as the basket, same like this year. I cannot tell you exactly if your numbers are right, but yes, we produce 105. We sell less because also there is, let's say, we produce at the last 2 months a lot of amount. Okay, so there is normally a gap between production and sales, because you have to, let's say, prepare these materials for customers. So we have enough inventory, yes, to give us good revenue this year, but also we are going to produce. So we are hoping to grow both in production and in sales for this year.
Okay. And how do you see the pricing outlook for chromite ore, particularly because last year the Chinese market was very challenging. So they are coming up with, they are reopening, the economy is getting reopened. So how do you see the demand and the pricing? And what are the average prices that we are selling right now? Are we selling at, last year, 2021, we sold, if correct me if I'm wrong, 65 riyals, and this year it has increased to 69 riyals. So what's your pricing outlook and what's your demand outlook?
Actually, in 2022, in the middle of the year, there was a big peak or high increase in the prices, and then it was for only 2 or 3 months, and then back to this, which I call it normal. So our forecast is the same prices which we achieve in the Q4. Okay. Of course, when you see at the prediction and the sites, it's very, very dynamic, changing. But we are confident, at least the current level of the prices, which is between 65 to 70, will be remaining. I have just to remind you one thing here, is this is an average price, because each concentration or grade of the ore having different prices.
Yeah, I understand that. Thank you. No, I just want to take your views on what's going to be the pricing, and how do you see the demand? Do you think we will be able to generate more volume sales next year, 2023?
Yeah, because look, Oman production is very small compared to the global market. So always we have a window to sell more. Okay, to sell more. So demand is there. I guess we have 2 limitations. First, we have to supply to our local client here, and second, we need to ensure that marketing, especially to China and other countries. We don't want to disappear from the market. So that's why one of the drive for us to increase our productions. We don't expect any shortage in demand. Demand is there. It's just we want to put ourselves in the map of the chrome ore with increasing our production.
Okay. Okay, and another question that I have is on your the cost of production. How is cost of production moving? One is that, and how will your cost of production impact your exploration activities?
Yeah, that's the main things. Actually, the company, when its production was low at 20,000, the production cost was very high, and that's why 2 years back we review our strategy. We built a new strategy and based on the growth and using also better, let's say, mining plans. Now we have good production cost, basically because of increase of production and better planning of our activities. We expect for 2023 to keep the same, almost same cost of the 2022, maybe slightly higher because the mines become older. And that's why we are hoping that our exploration activity, the new mines which is coming, will help us to maintain the cost in the acceptable level. And that's what our discussion with the government also helped about the importance of giving a new sites, because fact of the industry, the older the mine, the more expensive to get the production. The forecast for 2023, as I mentioned, it will be good to make good profit. The year after, we have to see. It all depends on the production, exploration activity, and we are very optimistic about it.
Okay, that's very encouraging to know that. And another question that I have is, that's my final question, I hope. That's about the very high cash balance that you are keeping in your books. You have, 2.7 million, even after you paying $500,000 for the joint venture. So what is your strategy, with this cash? Would you be considering to return it to your shareholders, because you already have? We are looking at significant cash flow in the future, 2023 and beyond, or are we keeping it for some other strategic initiatives? And if you can throw some light on that.
Again, it depends on the AGM decision now. We propose to have dividend, okay? But the surplus cash, yes, we are growing the company. And that's also the discussion with the major shareholders, and the AGM will be also part of the, let's say, when we put the AGM meeting. We want to grow the company. And the growth, our core business is the mining itself, the upstream. We enter in, let's say, like the ferrochrome. We try to promote some plants in the midstream, but our main business in the upstream, which is the mining activity, mining and beneficiation. So, and that means exploration. So we want to take more areas from government. We want to explore more, and we want to produce more, and that's to serve our growth strategy. Okay,
so are you looking only at chromite ores, or will you be looking at other ores, in the same areas?
This is also linked to the concession, let's say, strategy of the government, how they making. We are also monitoring and discussing with the government, trying to see let's say, cope our strategy with the government strategy. However, our main core business is the chromite. I would like to keep it, unless there are supplies or something like that, or we found ourselves in an area that contain chromite and something else. At that time, we'll take the right action or right plan. Main strategy is chromite, main focus.
Okay. Wish you all the best, Mr. Abdulmunim. And thank you very much for this conference call. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Listen, we didn't know you from where, Matthew?
I'm from United Securities.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. United Securities. Yeah. Mutayda Laur Kamal.
Okay. All the best.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question from other audience? In this case, thank you very much to everybody. Thank you for attending and your care about the company. We are looking forward to achieve our let's say, shareholders, our customers, and the main stakeholders' aspiration about the company. And hopefully we'll have next conference with good results as well. Thank you everybody. شكرا جزيلا حضرات الحضور والمساهمين المهتمين بشركة كروم العمانية. نأمل إن شاء الله أن تكون السنة القادمة أيضا سنة 2023 سنة حميدة للشركة ونتائج طيبة وأفضل، ونأمل أن نحقق طموحاتنا وطموحات المساهمين وتطلعات مختلف الأطراف ذات العلاقة. شكرا جزيلا وكل عام وأنتم بخير. Thank you.